of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You guys have your mics on down at that end?
Good morning, everyone. I take a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Did we amend it? To add the accept quote from the weed control people?
We haven't, but you sure can.
Yes, I suggest we amend it to the fact that, we amend our quote for the B&W control for the roadside weed spraying, so we can get that taken care of.
I would second the amendment.
We have a motion and a second for the amended. All those, or any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. How about the minutes for the 30th of April?
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion
Second that?
and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. General public concern? None? Is there a Ben Lutz? Come on up.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
Mainly what I got on the agenda today is to approve a couple of applications to work in the county's right of way. The first one is for Mid-American to be able to set a pole out here by Carlson Trucking. It'd be on the east side of the road for Nielsen's. I believe this is the power, a new, Verizon tower. So we need to install a new pole.
Did we, I know at one time there was some discussion, or I'd heard, was all that, taken care of? Because didn't Kenny come in asking about that, about with permits and stuff, if that was all?
He's getting a variance from Todd
Okay,
because the driveway that he wants to build is partially in conservation's, or the old railroad easement, that's now conservation's.
okay. So everything's in order on that?
Everything should be in order on that.
Awesome, perfect.
I move we approve the application from Mid-America to work in the right-of-way and set a pole on Montana Avenue, as presented.
We have a motion
I'll second that.
and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We have another one for Goldfield.
The next two applications really don't concern us as a county, other than it's on Highway 17 and Highway 3 in Humboldt County. It's on the DOT's right-of-way, but as a formality for the Iowa DOT's permit, they require that the county engineer sign off on the permit. Looking back through old minutes, Paul used to bring those in for the board also to approve.
This is not that one for Goldfield coming in the county, this is just on the highway.
This is just on the highway. This isn't the lines that they want to put on secondary roads. I haven't seen a permit for that yet.
All right,
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion
I'll second the
and a
motion.
second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, now the third is an application to work from the DOT right away for Goldfield Telephone Company. This is the one we discussed.
This is...
Same thing.
Same
Same
thing.
thing.
One was for Highway 17 and the other one was for Highway 3.
All right.
Two separate permits.
Got it.
I'll make the motion to approve the work in the right of way permit for
Second.
Goldfield.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
And a third.
And a third.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
And then, just now I handed you guys a quote for crack filling from Blacktop Service. What I listed was basically 8 possible locations, and they went out and looked at them and gave me a quote for what they thought it was gonna cost per, I guess what I'm looking at doing is probably items 3 through 8. This does include the courthouse parking lot, and I was told that they could possibly get to it this Saturday.
Wow.
Hmm.
So,
Looks like a pretty good quote for the courthouse.
yeah,
Very good.
yeah, I think they cut you guys a deal.
Well, that was nice of them.
Looks like it did. That's a good thing to get done.
What's the situation on number 1? Why are you waiting on that one?
Number 1 and number 2 are basically, I stopped and talked to Bob on Friday. It was kind of the opinion that those are a little bit past go, that maybe we need to look at doing something like a chip sealing next year. So whenever it comes around for me to amend the fiscal year 19 budget, I'll probably bump my numbers up for the repair work and then include this. But basically, 1 and 2, there's so many cracks
It's a lot of money spent
on the
on
road.
cracks.
Yeah.
For what he thought was 16,000 a mile, I can do a chip seal on the road as opposed to 13,000 for crack filling.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you said 3 through 8, that the crack filling would take care of it. Any of this crack filling involve any small towns in the county?
I'll get about, 1/8 of a mile the west edge of Bode. We're doing that stretch of road, Bode West. So just as you're coming into town, we'll stop at the stop sign, but that gets like 2 blocks of Bode. K Road, we'll catch about a half a mile of Livermore.
But when
I
it,
think that's it.
Just,
215
are you
would be...
referring, just contact the cities in case?
yes, I'm
Yeah,
referring to that,
I
and...
will end up contacting the cities after we approve that this is the contractor that we're going with.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I know the dates are still approximate, right? You can't,
I don't have any dates
No,
on
you're
this
not.
other than they said it's...
because when you have up to the city limit, the city's responsible through their property,
Right.
correct?
Yep, I mean, we
So-
can stop at city limits, or we can go that extra 1/8 of a mile, and the city would pay whatever their portion is. We'd
Yep.
figure out how much it costs per mile and break down whatever they have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's preferable because they're there, and as long as the city says, yeah, go ahead, then they just pay their portion.
Then they just pay their...
Which is obviously typically cheaper than, they can't afford to have them come in and do a little
Yeah.
bit of repair. It's gonna be a lot more expensive, because it's a special trip for the...
Right, we're getting a decent price, I think, because of the amount of work that we're doing.
Right.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we please make sure the cities are aware, as soon as you're aware, that,
Yeah, and like I said, for time frame, all I know is it'll be this fall that they'll be doing most of ours.
okay, well, that might be good, then, if they could...
Well, the other, as long as, they are notified first, and we'll let them know ASAP that we know, but wasn't it last year, we had the ability to move one up, and that's where we...
That's where we got into it, yeah, I know, like, the city of Bode, they knew that they were coming, but Blacktop came in and said, well, we can go next week.
Right.
So it was sooner than what they had anticipated.
Right, so we try, as we're informed, but the good news is the courthouse, they could do that on a Saturday, then we don't have to worry about...
Parking.
Yeah, they were looking at either a Saturday or sometime after 4:30,
Right.
on a weekday.
Okay.
You might get locked in, Peggy.
I might.
And as soon as...
Might have to take the day off.
As soon as they let me know, I guess Dwight stopped in this morning before I had gotten in, because I was out of pavement job, but, I'm not sure if that was to line that up, or if that was to set a date, but
Okay.
hopefully they give me a couple of days' notice, so that, you know, we say at 4:30, everybody can just move out of the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and park out over at the school or out here,
You bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
So with that, any other questions? Got them all questioned out? Anybody,
So I'll make a motion
Make
to
a motion
accept the
by-
quotes, except for the 1 and 2, I guess you're gonna put a hold on those
Yeah.
with Blacktop Service.
Sounds good, I second that.
motion and a second, any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
That's all I have.
All right, appreciate it. Do you wanna move down here to this other stuff.
What would you like to do first?
Where do you guys, where do you wanna go?
Well, can we get rid of some of these miscellaneous ones? We got a public hearing for conveying property in the city of Bradgate. We just need to set a date, I would imagine.
Yes, according to Greg Stobie, before we can turn that property over to the city of Bradgate, we have to have an official public hearing. So I was looking at May 21st at 8:35, if that works for you guys. It's a Monday.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep, that's more of a formality, technicality than anything.
Yeah, and you
It's
guys have
already
to
been
officially make a
discussed.
motion on it to set the hearing,
It has
and
to
then
be
I can...
published in the paper, I
It has
suppose.
to be
Yes.
published,
Okay.
yeah.
I would make the motion then, what date did you say, Peggy?
May 21st?
May 21st at 8:35 for the public hearing conveying property in the city of Bradgate.
Second the
Okay,
motion?
We have a motion and a second for the 21st of May at 8:35. Hopefully, public concerns will be way low that day.
Yeah, we're guessing that they're gonna be. If not, it'll be a little later than
All
that.
right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It's the 21st at 8:35. How about authorize chairman to sign a child support staffing contract for FY19?
I didn't make you a copy because it's this large.
That's fine.
There's only 2 pages that you need to sign. This is a standard contract that they send to us every year. County attorney has to sign off on it, and then we in turn have to sign off of it. So here is one copy that was part of, they send an example and then they send the contract itself. Didn't see any changes, major changes in it, yeah, from before.
Department of Human
It's just
Services.
required for them to be able to work together with us. And it's several counties, it's Webster, it's, trying to think of what other counties were on the sign-in pages here. Webster, Calhoun, Hamilton,
Sure, it's the group that
ourselves,
we
Pocahontas, and Wright.
share with, yeah.
Mhm.
So with that,
Now, I'll make the motion for the chairman to sign a child support county staffing contract for fiscal year 19.
we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
And then you just sign above here 2 times,
Okay.
or 2 different pages, I mean. Thank you.
5-7.
Peggy, what's the, employee benefit systems documents?
We signed the papers with IGHCP to get our insurance effective July 1st, but then we also have EBS. So EBS has those same type documents for us to sign for them, so that they can provide the, partial self-funding.
So that would be the
I was thinking
partial
of the terminology.
self-funding portion of the insurance program.
You bet. So there are several different documents here that they wanted us to sign. One is the, verification of purchase. Then we go back into the contract and, sign that. And sign back here. If I take it apart, I'll be able to see.
Well, 'cause I know Bruce loves signing things.
Yes,
I would make
there's
the
just
motion
lots
to
of
authorize the
pages
chairman
to
to sign those documents, employee benefit systems documents for Iowa Governmental Health Care Plan.
And they basically look just like the IGHCP, except they're with employee benefits.
Yes, okay.
Yep.
So we have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
And a second. Any other
I
discussion?
think that probably discussed when Denise was here that day. We went through all
Yeah.
that material.
Yeah, you did.
And Rick, you and Bruce probably went through it in Des Moines.
Yeah, it's a change to our contract with them a little bit, and our coverage, I guess,
This,
more so.
probably not so much, 'cause this is the supplemental
Yeah.
self-funding, but you have to sign off on that too.
So, we have a motion and a second to end discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Must have thought I did a better job signing. They didn't ask for me to print it.
I know,
on that one.
they must have thought they could read what you printed.
Somebody on the animal building, Dave, Rick, from, I think it's you guys, been involved in that. Is this discussion on the purchase? I wonder what's the discussion on it, from anything new? What's new?
Yep. Wait till he gets done signing.
Okay. I figured he could multitask just to...
I'm listening.
He's listening.
Okay.
I've been married a long time.
All right, on the, animal building, we found property. It's down behind the elevator. We've worked out a price with them for $8,500. And we split that with the city of Humboldt. They pay half, we pay half. It's next to the trail behind the elevator, so... we
So it's
need
on the
to-
north side of the street where that house...
Where the house, the Hyatt house used to be.
Yeah, okay.
And, so we wanna, to approve that, to, go ahead with the building down there for the dog.
Is that zone properly?
Animal.
You don't have any problem with that?
I don't think it's agricultural. I think it's owned all right. Part of it's farm in behind it.
So it's 85 and we're on the hook
We're
for
splitting it, so ours would be
4250.
4250.
4250 would be our share of it.
So it's a difficult thing to locate because they want it close to town, so it's accessible, because they get a lot of volunteers that are gonna service it, so you don't want it too far out. And also, they get high school kids, I believe, don't they, Bill, to help out?
That's the only piece that we found that is zoning.
Okay.
We've looked at probably 10 or more different sites around the community and run into either zoning problems or ownership problems, and this one's ideal. I mean, it's zone correct, because there was a house there at one time, with water and sewer stuff. We're really happy with it, we get it to work.
It's far enough away from neighbors too.
Well, we're a little ways away, and then the county owns, or has control of the property to the, south of it, so there's, no problem that way, and then it's farm field around it.
All right.
And according to John, we can use that property for putting fence on.
They would let us use it, the only problem is that the ground slopes the wrong way. We wanted to run our pins that way, but, what flows downhill, so we probably would have to put a building in the other way around to make it work.
So is this just, at this point, it's purchase of the property? And then
Correct.
you guys being on that board, you have further discussion on the physical building on the property?
Yeah.
Of getting,
Still working on the building design.
yep. Well,
And how about the 501Cs, that gotten approved yet?
We got one of them?
Your nonprofit status, has it gotten approved?
Yes, that, we haven't got all the paperwork back on it yet, but they cashed their check, so it's flowing through the proper channels. The people we're buying it from, that gal used to be the city clerk at the city of Badger, so she understands that it's gonna take a while to get all this put in place. I have a buy-sell agreement from them that's signed and ready to go. And I think we've got a tentative closing date no later than July 31st, which by the time we get approval from you folks, and then the city has indicated that they'll approve that at tonight's meeting, we'll have the funds available, and then we can move along the way. I don't see any holdup on it at all, really, but you never know.
Yeah, the building, they're hoping to raise money
Oh,
to
they're-
build the building.
okay.
We've got, tentatively, we've got an idea of what we want for a building. It's not a large facility, it's 1,500 square feet, and the cost should be reasonable. The city's indicated to us that going forward, they'll budget some money for us on an annual basis. They said their budgets are in place right now, so that they're not able to do that, other than this 4250 they'll come forward with probably. But in looking down the road, that's what we anticipate is some annual funds coming in, and then we'll see what happens.
Right now, the county's still paying for some, so, for picking them up and rent for the other building that we're renting on a temporary basis, so.
Yeah, I mean, we could get up tomorrow and not have a place.
Yeah.
You
Right.
guys know the story on where
Yeah.
we're at right now. The unusual thing for me, looking on it as a businessman, I don't understand how we got in the situation we're in, where we have an animal control officer picking up animals, and we're nervous about where to take them after we get them. She processed 200 animals in the last year, so it's something that needs to be addressed, and we're working on it as hard and as fast as we can. This is our first step.
Yeah.
Part of it was, didn't they have an agreement with Fort Dodge?
Yeah, we did in the years past, and then they got full.
And then they've gotten full and
No more.
harder to get rid of so that was where the bottleneck came, and so.
Worked well when they still handle us, but they quit, shut us off.
So, in
Well,
order to do this, we're
I
gonna
would
need a motion.
Make the motion, did we move ahead with accepting the purchase of that property as per discussed?
So we have a motion to accept the half of the 8,500 purchase price.
Correct.
We have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Dave. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Billy.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks,
Hey,
Bill.
Bill.
Accept and place on file, this is, we talked about this a week ago, I'm on that juvenile detention board. We got the copy of the, audit at our last meeting, and then, that meeting, they made the recommendation that with so many counties being involved in this, they wanted to have us, say that we had looked through it and approved it. So it's on our agenda I gave the copy to Peggy. You're welcome to look through it if you're inclined. Otherwise, I need to look for a motion to accept their audit as printed.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion
Second?
and a second. All those or any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. I think the next time we visit with Dean, we surely need to check on, the transporting
Make
on
sure that they're using that as much as they
That
can.
is a huge
Savings.
part of their business and part of our business.
Savings.
To try to save when we only have a couple of deputies that are working, so I think we need to make sure every
Definitely.
chance we get, we're using it, being we're part of that, facility.
Definitely.
A lot of counties are utilizing that really a lot, saving a lot of money.
Well, the amount of vehicles that they're purchasing down there is just, and they got people all over the state that's doing it for them, so.
That's a great thing that they're doing.
All right, next on here is discuss authorize chairman to sign Jansen Waterproofing Inc. proposal for Tuck Point waterproofing the courthouse.
We discussed this the other week. I'll make a motion to authorize chairman to sign the contract with Johnson.
Yeah. We looked through that, and they said it'll
Yep.
keep the building up for another 8 to 10 years, isn't that kinda what they said?
Yep.
And maintenance is so important on these older
Yeah,
buildings.
have to do it. We need to get it done. I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So all this is, do we set aside money for this, like on a,
Building maintenance fund.
that's what I'm
Just
saying.
our-
So
our
it'll be,
building maintenance.
we do that every year to,
Mhm.
any one of these lines, I'm not seeing authorized.
Yes, by
Okay.
order.
Perfect. discussion and action on use of land near the old landfill for the school trap shooting.
Okay.
I know Rick
brought that
Rick
up.
Yeah,
visited
I was
with us last
approached by, some individuals with this trap shooting club, and they've been using a private individual's, facility out here for several years, and it's time that they get something more permanent. I guess in the past, they have had discussions about what this facility would be like, and they talked that they'd actually have, they'd drill a well, have restrooms, shelter in case it rains, so people can get under, things like that. They're looking at probably 3 acres they'd like to utilize, and, we're looking at the old landfill out here. It's on gravel out there, so, but it's out there where nobody lives. So it's a good location, and they thought they could raise funds for the construction of what needed, and then turn it over to the Conservation Board to maintain, so it'd be for the use of everyone in the county.
Really?
Will we need to transfer that land to the conservation?
I don't believe so.
Don't think so.
Peggy. Should we discuss that? No, because it's all county-held land.
As long as it's in the name
We
of
just
Humboldt County.
designate it, you know, a
Mhm.
park, I suppose, some type of, and, I think it's a good location for the property. I talked with the DNR, and as long as we're far enough away from the actual footprint of the landfill, they're fine with it. We'd have to move the gate back, so, you know.
So you're talking when you pull into that gate, it'd be that area right there on the south side of the fence, or on the north side?
North side of the driveway there.
Right, so like 3 acres
Yeah.
towards the, where you used to drive or turn out towards the dump, to the
We-
north.
Only thing, we'd be out a couple, 3 acres of cash rent, right?
Right.
There may be something, I'll check with county attorney, where he may want you to have a lease signed with them, but we'll see, I don't know.
Yeah, this is still kind of in exploratory stages.
Mhm.
But I get the approval from the board, I'll go further with it, talk with, I think Brian Ernst is kinda in charge
He's
of
in
it.
the trap shooting club side of it,
Yeah.
yes, yep.
I know that it's kinda like similar to the looking for property for the dog facility. It's one of those things that you'd like to find the perfect location that wasn't 2 miles on gravel,
Yeah,
but those are harder to find when
Yeah.
you're shooting trap and
Right.
alloys and the guns of whatever, so.
yeah.
Heard some discussion yesterday that Pheasants Forever may be cooperating with that project, too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of organizations that would help out financing, getting things set up the way it's supposed to and that. And I think, like the counties, you know, would probably end up just having to, like, mow it and keep the snow, or the driveway clean, you know, grade the drive coming in, things like that, which we do anyway, out to the landfill.
Really, it'd be a conservation commission probably taking care of the,
Yeah.
like you said,
The
the
grounds.
mowing, the grounds. But as far as
You know,
what, the county, it's really not an expense to the county. It's
No.
just okaying the use of the land out there
Yeah.
for it. Do we need a motion on this to do something? 'Cause we really,
I don't think we
I think
need
I
it
would
yet.
give him...
I would,
Just give me
him the
direction.
direction.
I think the discussion sounds good, and I'd keep moving forward with it. I mean, I
Okay.
guess we're not really acting on anything right now,
No,
but...
just keep pursuing it.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're so inclined that you wanna write a check or anything for the donation that goes towards
Yeah.
the trap club, or, I mean, those are the things that I think that we need to, for people, if they wanted to, started figuring out what they're gonna do, Brian, or was it Kent Stearns, I think, is the...
Is he on it too?
I think Brian and
Okay.
Kent are the 2 people that have been running that.
All right.
One quick question, and, you know, regards to the trap shooting, you know, organization, are they fairly agreeable to this? I mean, it's not like they feel it's too much in the middle of nowhere?
Well, they approached me about it. I mean,
This
that's-
location?
Yeah, this location.
Okay.
They've been out and looked at it.
Okay.
And,
Like Bruce said, it's, you just aren't gonna find this anywhere.
no.
It's kinda like having kids that wanna play basketball, and you can't let them use the gym, but if you let them go somewhere where they can have a hoop, they're ready to shoot, you know? That's what these kids
And that's a
are.
lot of it is, you know, it's,
Don't have a ideal location, we
No.
just trying to find the best available.
Well, it's not bad though. I mean, it's close to town, but it's
Yeah.
on a paved road, but,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only downside, it's on fairly dusty gravel road going out there, and
Right by the quarry.
out there by the quarry, there's a lot of truck traffic and stuff, but also they're out there dynamiting and stuff, so they don't really care about the noise.
That's true. The noise is gonna have no impact on the
Yeah.
quarry. So just move forward with your,
Okay, I'll get in contact
the
with
okay.
Kent and Brian.
Perfect.
Keep the process moving.
All righty, we appreciate it. How about,
Thanks, Rick.
the approval on the resolution 2018-9, amending Humboldt County credit card policy?
I put this
Rick,
on
you wanna
the,
crack that window a little bit?
put
maybe?
this on the agenda, got copies for the two press people, or there's Kent over there, there's one for Kent. Our original credit card policy said that we had a $1,000 limit on county credit cards. That's getting harder and harder with making reservations for school, if you have to purchase any, like I purchase a lot of computer equipment for our office. I put my limit at 10,000, and the county attorneys and the treasurer's at 3. This should be a good upgrade for several years. 1,000 just won't get you a lot.
did you have a 1,000 cap on the auditor?
Yes.
How the heck did you get anything
Done.
done?
It was very, very tight. It was hard to do.
I mean,
Yeah.
and you use that for registering and, like you said, schooling and,
Right.
I don't even know how
And
you
I
had
put
enough.
all of yours on my credit card when we go to an ISAC event,
Yeah,
so that bumps it up quite a bit. So
Yeah.
I need to have a higher limit than the rest of them, is what I'm trying to let you guys know.
well, yeah, I mean, I don't know how you've got it done. Surprised this didn't come in front of us
5
sooner.
phone calls,
What's that?
5 phone calls,
5
one for each one.
Okay. Well, yeah, it makes sense. And what did so everybody was at 1,000, and it just, so you bumped the attorney and the treasurer to 3?
Right, I
And they-
figured that would be much more reasonable. I visited with the treasurer she was in, and she thought that sounded good. County attorney is gone for a few days, so, but I'm assuming he would have the same issues.
Oh, yeah.
And
And that's
when you
enough
buy
of
for your
a,
office, whether it be supplies or whatever, it's gonna,
their
We'll take
increased
care of it.
limit to 3 should be adequate, so we don't have to do this again next year. but-
right,
Okay.
yeah.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2018-9.
We have a motion?
Second Dave's motion.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
You signed
Pose
that one?
same sign, motion carries. Okay, we are,
9 o'clock.
now we need to move,
We've got the quote from B&W
yeah, that,
Control,
the amended,
Yes, Peggy, do you have that in front of you?
yes.
And that's what we're working off
Any
of.
copies? I thought I made
We got
copies.
I have
We-
copies.
Okay,
We got them last time.
okay.
That was what was originally put in front of us some time ago. That would cover the whole county by fall. It'd be primarily countywide fall application of weed control with the stipulation if there's any major outbreaks, any place
Yeah.
between now and when they actually get their program going later, which is usually probably August, September. Before that, they'd definitely be taken care of. I have Don's reassurance. I talked to him again since last week, so in the past week. And that is, that for certain will take care of the entire county weed control this year, but then the payment, as we discussed, would actually be next fiscal year. So, I would suggest we move forward with that, 'cause in talking with Peggy and our budgeting and our funding, I think we'd be okay with that,
Yeah,
dollar-wise.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the quote from, inside the chairman signed the quote from the B&W Control Specialist for weed control in the county.
I'll second.
motion and a second, any other discussion?
That'd be for the roadsides only, not...
Yeah.
Correct, this is just, yeah, we've got the right-of-way as a separate entity, but yeah, this is right-of-way roadside spraying.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. Okay, do you wanna go back up to the top, Rick, or you wanna
Should.
wait?
9 o'clock, so...
Better get the hearing over.
All right, Is there people out in the hall?
Yes.
A lot.
A lot?
So you're gonna need to move.
Okay,
Should've got the courthouse room.
We do,
we do.
Oh, damn.
except we have to go
I'm trying to
downstairs.
make a joke.
The room,
Don't.
We're gonna cut you off from the radio just for that.
Yep.
So you'll probably need to adjourn to downstairs.
All right, we'll
For
adjourn for
recess.
10
Recess.
or 15 minutes to get downstairs, and hopefully there's chairs and stuff.
There's room?
The room right now is locked, I have the key, but I wanna get a tablet, I want a sign-up sheet,
Okay.
so.
Take your time.